it's just the craziest thing to me is just like that as women for so long, we've been told we're supposed to function on the same schedule as men. And like that, I also did a huge deep dive into just like cycle syncing and your phases. And like, there's a reason why the week before your period, like you don't want to work. You're maybe not really supposed to have to work as hard. Like it's, we're not supposed to function on this 9 to 5 schedule the way that men do. Like we have literally different biological rhythms that impact the way we work and our creativity and our output, right? So it was also for me just like a lot of learning about that, which has been so fascinating.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the hormones, and I feel like hormones are being exploited a little bit in the wellness industry slightly, to be honest.
Yes. Yeah. I agree.
Like it's actually like, it's almost like diet culture.
It is
like
a lot of misinformation.
Culture.
Yeah.
It's
lot
crazy.
of misinformation around like your cortisol is too high. And it's like, well, you need cortisol. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do think, chronic levels of cortisol being too high is a problem.
Yeah.
But like you do need cortisol in the morning to mobilize your your activity. Like that's good. Right. But it's also, it's just another kind of quick fix thing. But the circadian rhythm stuff and like the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so important. And as somebody who's now kind of like veering into the perimenopause, I'm not even veering. I don't even know why I'm lying. I'm like, I wake up in colds at night. So it's all, like all the time. But, it actually like is crazy. Like, I feel like it's a very different, time, but again, the same thing too. Like there are different, it's not as predictable. So I think when you're younger and you have a normal cycle, it is more predictable. So that is a true thing. I think with perimenopause, it actually is much less predictable. Having my Oura ring has been a game changer for me though, because it makes me feel normal.
Yeah.
Because like data makes you feel normal.
Yeah.
So especially like when it comes to biometrics like this. So if I see my temperature's up, it just validates that like, yes, my levels are at a certain level.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I know. That's what the biggest game changer for me with the Oura ring has been the temperature. Yeah. And like, it is crazy to me that like we don't learn this stuff when we're like 18 and having a period, right? Like it takes us until we're like in our 30s. Like truly all of my friends only started learning about this stuff in their 30s, like early 30s. And it's just like, that was how many lost years of understanding like the power of your femininity. And like, it's very interesting to me.
I know. I think what's so interesting, I never thought about this, but when I started practicing yoga so long ago, but when I started practicing Ashtanga in like 2007, like traditional style Mysore Ashtanga yoga.
Yeah.
Part of the tradition is you don't practice on your cycle. You don't practice on your period, and you take off on moon days.
Yeah.
So the full moon and the new moon. So, I never thought of it, but really like my attunement to my cycle started then because I didn't practice on my period and all that stuff. And so, but I don't know if I actually realized until right now how that just that habit became the foundation for the attunement to my body that has probably been what has also informed so much of what I do now in my work, mainly just because that portal opened to, not practicing then and then having to like reflect and be with myself, and feel what those things felt like and kind of collected information around that over time as to what that meant, right? Or as to what was really going on biochemically.
Yep.
And now having such a great understanding of it. But
it's interesting too when you think about like I love acupuncture so much. It did wonders for me for like regular. I mentioned this on the last episode, but I have PCOS, which is super under control from food and acupuncture and things now. But for a while, like it was just not under control, and I was totally not understanding what was going on. And like we're speaking about, like it was just, you know, the suppression of information, I think, that we do as a society, specifically, you know, in America. Like, and it's interesting when you're talking about like Ashtanga yoga and you're like, okay, you know, you don't practice on full moons or new moons. And you mentioned earlier about collaboration and like how collaboration is feminine. Last November, I hosted a very small client retreat in Montauk. It happened to be a full moon. It was a huge, beautiful full moon. 8 women, every single one of us got our period on that full moon. And sorry for people who like don't love this kind of conversation. I feel like we're getting a little into this. But I think most of your listeners are women, so I feel like it's okay. But I just remember thinking like, it's just like, especially in the yoga practice, like you know, learned there's so many traditions that are thousands of years old that do try to teach us as women, like, hey, you're supposed to be in community together. You're supposed to be synced up to nature. Like, and it's funny, like we, you know, sometimes like I love berries as my workout, but sometimes I'll go and like, you know, you'll talk to people and they're like, oh, I'm on my first day. Like I have cramps. And I'm like, you shouldn't be here. Like, this is not what you should be doing today, but that's okay. But it's just a very interesting learning, especially. And like, we have a lot to learn too from like the ancient traditions and, of just like how we should be resting and in collaboration. And it's funny when you start to see the proof come through, like physically, like when you're all women are together, like you all start your period on the same day. And like, that's a really powerful and cool thing that should just tell us like, you're supposed to be in community, you know, like you guys are supposed to be together.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's, I think why both of us sort of, I think, transitioned our work from one-on-one into more of a community-based,
Yeah.
You know, not base, but a community pillar of support for the transformation